I didn't want to do this. I've been holding out for the longest goddamn time possible because I really didn't want to do this. But you motherfuckers won't leave me alone about this shit. And yes, this is footage of me getting back into SSX again. This shit is brand new gameplay from a year-old game that I fucking neglected the entire goddamn time. You know, the fact is, it's colder than a pair of Eskimo titties outside. So I figured, you know what? I'd get back into some winter sports bullshit up in this bitch. Anyway, as most channels do, they pay attention to what their viewers and subscribers want. I know you guys want Black Ops 2 videos. No matter how good or bad that game is, the views are always higher because you like hearing me tear that shit to shreds. I know you guys want Mission Impossible videos because that shit is requested at least once a week by someone. I know you want vlog videos, you want to be on my friends list, you want me to give out a cookie, whatever the fuck. So all the requests that I get for content, the most reasonable one that I'm asked for is a question and answer series on my channel. You guys ask questions, I provide answers, and I have avoided that shit like a Kardashian avoiding an STD test for a very long time. And with very good reason too, man. My main thing is, I don't like copying what other channels do. I really don't. I like being the one odd motherfucker that will do things completely different from the crowd because I don't want to feel like I'm just following the norm or all that bullshit. And as you guys see in my videos, I have no intro catchphrase. Every video starts different because my logic is every video is unique. And it deserves to be unique. I have no intro graphic, no intro music. My shit starts raw. I do not beg for likes. I do not do live commentaries often. I think I've done one live commentary if I'm not mistaken, and that was on Mass Effect and me opening up bullshit in the store and whatever the fuck. But I chose not to do question and answers for pretty much the same reason because other channels have done them plenty of times over. But it seems like besides the usual questions, the one I am asked the most is whether or not I will do this kind of video on my channel. And I think, you know what? Fuck it, let me just do it once, I'll see how it goes, and we'll see if I use this shit in the future. Now, I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna do more in the future, so this bitch is like a test run. If the motherfucker works, I'll consider doing more in the future, but don't expect this to be any sort of regular occurrence, because it's not going to be, I'll tell you that shit right now. Now, unlike other channels, I'm laying out some ground rules. Fuck that shit, man. If I'm gonna do this shit, it's gonna be on my terms. So if you wanna participate in this shit, pay close attention to how this motherfucker's gonna work. First of all questions can be sent via private message to me here on YouTube. I don't have it restricted to anything. Some people have it where you can only send it to friends or whatever the fuck. Anyway, you can send me any message anytime. I don't give a shit. You can also send me a private message through Prestige Gamers. Those that will send questions through Prestige Gamers will receive some preferential treatment. But let me make this clear. Not every question is going to be used. I will use some of the questions that I receive, and depending on how many I get and how popular this shit turns out, I could save more for future use. So if I don't select your question, that doesn't mean you're a retarded fool. It just means you are less of a retarded fool than someone else. No, it just means I can only answer so many questions and I had to choose the ones that I wanted to answer. As far as the Prestige Gamers preferential treatment, listen, I post there every single day. And these are the people that I do most of my interaction with when I can. And I'm sure that some of them wonder things about me but don't actually ask. And since they post with me on a daily basis, I will consider using their questions over names I don't really recognize. It's just about being fair to people that have been around me the longest. That's all it is. So it's not like I'm going to pick only questions from Prestige Gamers. If they send me a question I don't feel like answering, I'm not using it. It doesn't mean I'm going to use only those questions and ignore YouTube. No, I'm just going to give them some preferential treatment. That's all. Now, don't send me any questions in this video. And this is important to pay attention to. Because of how YouTube works, comments can sometimes get buried and missed very easily. Not to mention people will sometimes spam your comments just to be assholes. Or for some reason YouTube will flag it as spam, whatever the fuck. I won't see the question. So your best bet is Prestige Gamers or sending me a YouTube private message. That guarantees I will at least receive the question. A question here in the comment section, I'm not even going to bother with. As far as what you can ask, I'm a very private person, so I'm not going to answer any overtly personal questions or shit like that. I'll talk about hobbies, I'll talk about some funny life stories that I don't find too private or whatnot. I will not answer stupid as fuck questions, something like, you know, which hand do I have my ass with, or do I daydream of prison gangbangs, or some stupid shit, man. Realistic questions as if you were meeting me in person. Those are the things that I'm actually going to answer. I highly doubt you would meet someone and then ask them do they have fantasies about leprechauns having sex with unicorns or some stupid shit like that. Oh, it sounds like a game Epic Pineapple will play. Anyway, send it in for hip-hop commentary. No, but anyway, if I use your question, I'll post it as a screen cap during the video so you get some kind of credit for using the motherfucker. I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get to it. If you ask something incredibly stupid, chances are I'm not even going to give you the pleasure of embarrassing you in the video. I'm just going to fucking delete the question and ignore your dumbass. Now, I can already answer the top 5 questions before I even receive them. Without even starting this question process, I already know the top 5 questions are going to be asked, so I might as well get this shit out of the way and answer the motherfucker. Question number 1, and this is probably the most asked question and requested item that I always get: will you ever show your face in the video? The answer is no, and the answer will always be no. I did a gag snowboarding video last year about showing my face and shit like that, but the reality is, I like privacy. I also did a video on why I like privacy, because the reality is, I treat social media as a hobby. It's not a lifestyle, it's not a job, it's not a status symbol. This shit is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to take up very little of my spare time. So that's how I treat my YouTube channel. It is not treated like a vlog, so no, you will not see my face. Question number 2, can you add me on PlayStation? My ID is no, I will not add you. My list is full. Matter of fact, of the 100 people on my list, I don't play with 90% of them. And the reason I keep them on my list is because if I deleted them all, I would just add another 90% of people that I don't fucking play with. Now, every now and then I will clear out some space and shit like that of people that haven't logged on in a while, but the majority of people on my list will tell you I don't game with them. Lately, I've just been playing some campaigns and shit, and sometimes I just play offline to make life easy. Question number 3, what's your name? While I won't personally reveal it, there is a video or two that does show my real first name. Now, I'm sure there are a few super sleuths that can do some detective work out there and figure out what it is, but you'll never hear me say my name, you'll never hear me confirm or deny any guesses as to what my name is. So if you guess it right, or you find the video, I'm not going to say anything about it, I'm not going to even address it. So if you find it, good for you. Question number 4, do you have Facebook or Twitter? Similar to question number 1, the answer is no. I did a video about a year ago as well. It's called Why You Know Like the Twitter, and in that video, I explain my reasons why. Aside from the fact that nothing ever productive comes from social media. I mean, seriously, it's like a breeding ground for childish drama and shit like that, man. Anyway, I prefer privacy. I don't feel the need to share my life with anyone other than the people closest to me. So that solves that issue. And the final most asked question is, what nationality are you? Now, I don't believe I've ever said it in a video, but I do think I've replied to comments and videos and shit like that. But again, this goes back to question number 1 on privacy. I've left plenty of hints along the way. Some people here and some people on Prestige Gamers know me, they know my background. But the reality is, my nationality doesn't matter. I won't show my face. I'm just a screen name who entertains people over YouTube with video games. That's it. I don't feel a need to do skits or vlogs or anything aside from showing my video games and raging over the bullshit that games put me through. So, my face, my name, my nationality, my blood type, my eye color, my height, my weight, none of that shit matters. I'm a screen name that provides entertainment. That's it. It's like, do you remember long ago the Inspector Gadget cartoon? Some of you might be too young to remember this shit. But in the cartoon, there's a bad guy called Dr. Claw. Motherfucker never shows his face. All he showed was his arm and petting this fucking chunky cat or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a cat, but think of me as Dr. Claw, the motherfucker who never shows his face. So, now you don't need to ask any of those 5 questions. You can ask anything else, but I've already answered the main 5 that I know I'm bound to receive. So feel free to ask away anything you want to know about me, and I'm just hoping the fuck I don't get 15,000 questions in my inbox. Oh my god, I will kill you guys. So I'll probably answer some of the more asked questions. You know, if multiple people ask one question, those are the ones that I'll probably use and shit like that. But we'll see. I'm just going to pick the ones that I like the best. I have no clue when this is going to be done by either. Shouldn't be more than 2 weeks by the time I get all the questions and put the shit together and whatnot. I'll certainly answer questions, but don't expect a video tomorrow or something with all the answers. That's just too unrealistic of a turnaround. I will have it, but it's not going to be tomorrow, okay? So go ahead, fire away questions, be creative, think about shit you really want to know, as opposed to shit you think is going to piss me off and get your ass yelled at. And then I'll pick the questions that I want to answer to. Anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And yes, I might actually have some more SSX videos in the future.